Ever felt the familiar dread of a looming deadline? You have a marketing pitch or you have a sales presentation and you have not enough time to prepare for it. What if I told you that there's a AI tool that can take you from a blank sheet to a full-fledged presentation in 60 minutes? Scrap that. 60 seconds. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Gemma, an AI-powered presentation tool that can take you from no idea to a full-fledged presentation in 60 seconds. We're talking presentations that are not just stunning, but very interactive and ridiculously fast. What makes Gamma perfect for marketers? First, let's talk about why you, as a digital marketer, will be interested in this tool. So, number one is Gamma's core value is speed, and you get your presentation in a lightning 60 seconds or even less. So, imagine if you can take an old blog post or an old document and turn it into a presentation, or even if you have a campaign and you're able to create that campaign and present to people in a very, very fast time. As we know, time is currency, and if you're able to do that with less time and get more, then I think that's the win. That is the first key point. Number two is AI as a co-creator. So we are in an age where there's a huge AI hype, and the truth is you have to use it because it's saving a lot of teams time and it's saving them a lot of effort. So imagine you're able to use that to structure, analyze, and put in your data in a very good and organized way for your presentation. What more can you ask for? So for the next one, it will be how interactive Gamma is. Gamma features a lot of interactive and very fluid looking presentation. It's very, very interactive that you can embed links on your website, on your videos, and you can even directly post on social media. And I think that is a major win, if you ask me. Finally, it would be the real time collaboration. And Gamma also allows you to collaborate in real life with your team to make sure that everyone is on board for a presentation, for a kind of outline for your presentations and stuff, which as marketers, we know how important it is. You wouldn't want to create something and send it to your boss and he comes back to you with a lot of corrections, while he could have just added it as a comment on the document and then you easily impute those corrections. So I think Gamma is a tool that you must try. Hello, Baseball here. So I'm just on the Gamma interface, as you can see. This is Gamma. So how do you get Gamma? You just put gamma.ai and it comes up. Gamma with an S, Gammas. And so this is my workstation. And as you can see up on my workstation, I am using the free version for this tutorial. And if you get here, I have just about 300 credit left. So when you open Gamma for the first time, you have 500 credit. I've created a couple of things, and so my credit has down to 300. And after this goes, you would have to either subscribe or send out a link to people to, get on board to get more credit. And here you have your latest updates about what's going on, improvement in the APIs. And so you come here, you see there's some that, okay, this is shared with you. I recently haven't worked with anyone. And then there's site integration. You can add a site. You could also create a site using Gamma. And there's AI images. So if I want to create an image, I can create that. And I would have to use my credit. You see, these are the ones I created in the other presentation I showed you on the front page. And then you have template here. So it's just like PowerPoint where you have like a couple of templates you can pick from to do things. You have inspiration for other people that have used Gamma to create presentations. You have themes. You have custom font, which you can upload if you're a member of the Pro or you're using the Pro version. And then you have the trash. You have settings and members down there. So I'm just going to go back to the home page. I had created something to show and I recorded this video earlier. I forgot to hit the record button. I just went on and on thinking I had recorded it. So yeah, this is the video and I'm just going to show you from a presentation I did before. So this is how this was one presentation I created to show in this tutorial. And you see, as you can see, it's just like PowerPoint presentation. Or better still, let me just go back and create another presentation. I'm just very mindful of my credit, but then to show you, I just have to create another presentation. So back to Gamma here, and then I can create with AI, which is like using ChatGPT, Gemini to have a structure for what you want to talk about. I can create using blank. I can import. So let's say you already have a presentation. All you need to do is just import it and then it structures it and then gives you an already made presentation. And if you click here, you can see that you have different types. You could go for the traditional, you can go for default, which is the fluid, you could go for tall, you could go for pageless, later A4 squares, and whatnot. If you come to import, you can see it's the AI import. You could do plain import and you can do theme import. That's you can actually import a theme if, for instance, your organization or your company has an already made theme for each presentation. You can import that here and then it automatically uses that theme to create for you. So for this, I'm just going to create using AI. And if you click it, you have the paste in text, you have generate, which I last used in the previous presentation that I had created, and then you have import file or URL. And so these were my recent prompts, and these are what I had created. So I'm just going to go into that, and then you can see this is what I had. It gave me an outline. I just gave it a topic as to, oh, I want to create a campaign about education for girls in Africa. And it gave me, like, it did the research and gave me this info. So I can make sure that it's correct. I could add more information. I can add a card here and add more information if I want, but I'm not interested. And I could decide how I want this presentation to look. Do I want it to be minimal? Do I want it to be concise? Do I want it to be detailed or expensive? And for me personally, personal preference, I believe that if I'm presenting, I don't need to have a lot of text. So I almost always prefer the minimal. But I know a lot of people sometimes cannot remember everything and they kind of want to have text so as to help them explain better. So your choice. But yeah, for the visuals, you could pick what type of theme you want, what colors and whatnot, and then you can choose where you want your images to come from. Do you want them to come from um, automatic? Do you want them to come from stock? Do you want to import your images and whatnot? So you can see there's a prompt right here that you are limited to generating 10 cards because of the current plan. So I cannot create another extra. That's what it's telling me. And then if I click on the generate, it will still be the same presentation I had created. So I'm just going to go back a bit and then show you what it was able to create. So this is what Gamma was able to create. I had picked that I wanted it to have gifts and it gave me a couple of gifts which I'm not really impressed with, but I think it works better with images. Like this image I created with AI and it kind of looks good and it shows you like what I'm trying to talk about: education, female, gender, girls, child, and whatnot. And if you click on the image right here, you can be able to reposition it. You can be able to reposition it. You can even, change it if you want. So if you click here, you're able to edit the image, you're able to fit the image, you're able to change focus and whatnot. So you can fit it this way and you can decide to take it back. You can change the focus so you can, draw it a bit down. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, so change focus and take it a bit up. Okay, it's so here, right here. Yeah, perfect. So this is how it goes and this is how it would look. And then you could add a lot, like you could do illustrations instead of images, you could do gifs instead of images, you could even put videos if you want. And then when you are ready and it's okay, you can then send, you can share, or you could present. So if you click the present button, which is just right up here, if you click on it, it totally just becomes a presentation. You see how smooth it is. You just keep going and going and going. But if I want to go back, I will just go back and exit this. And then if you want to share, you could share it right here. I mean, you could share it to someone, add the email, just like on almost every Google platform. You could add the person's email to either edit or view, or comment, and then you could share right here. Where if it's a free version, it would definitely have the made with Gamma badge. But I found out that if you put it into PowerPoint, you're able to take out that badge. So you're able to edit the text and everything that you've added from Gamma. So that is also very useful to mention. You can export it to PDF, to PowerPoint, to Google Slides, and to PNG, and then you can also embed it in a website, which I think is very cool. Yeah. So, and then you could view the analytics in terms in the sense that if you had sent it out for people to view, you're able to see how many people have seen this presentation of yours, which is very good. And you can also change the theme. So from this theme I can decide I have the bubblegum theme. I used pink because I thought, oh, the girl child, the campaign about the girl child. So, and you could change it if you want before that. And if you click here, you could also edit each and every card. So this is a card. Each of the pages are cards. You can edit each of them. You can edit the content in each of the cards and stuff. And then you can upgrade if you have enough money to. But I think it's a long-term investment for companies that are looking for very fast presentation. They're always like pitching to customers, pitching to people. I think it's a very good platform to look at. So yeah, that's Gamma, and I hope you try it. So, as of today, stop wasting time on formatting and focus on what really matters, and that is your digital marketing strategy. Do well to try Gamma, use it to structure your content, use it to create stunning presentation in a matter of seconds, and also share with someone who you think might need this. And if you want to try Gamma for yourself, I put in a link in the description below. Do well to check it out and let me know in the comment what sort of presentations you want to create using Gamma. Also, if you like this video, share, like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend.